There I am. What's going on, everybody? December 12th, 2020, on the eve of UFC 256. We're only a couple hours away from the card kicking off. Your boy just woke up. I'm sure I look like it too. Went to sleep at 5 a.m. last night, or I should say this morning. Was running some tape last night for the Patreon members, at least to get next week's card cracking. And then around 2:30, I just, decided to burn and get into that new Kid Cudi album. So I was up for a while, and yeah, feeling it today. But I'm sure as the stream goes on, I'll feel much better. I even poured myself some water and forgot to bring it in. Give me a second. Let me go get my water. I'm gonna need some water. This is gonna be a long one. All right, there we go. God damn. Yeah. So last night was a long night, but we are back at it. At least I was good to go, or I'll be good to go for the card and staying up. Might be another long night for me, but it is what it is. Let me just tweet out one more time that we're live, and then we'll get this thing cracking. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. You guys are dope. Still trying to get my facilities about me. Fuck. All right. So, what's going on, dudes? We got 15 of y'all in here nice and early. We'll go over my bets real quick, and then I'll get into the comments and questions. Let me pull up that IG. If you guys haven't hit up the Instagram yet, it's MMALOTN, obviously, very straightforward. And I just wanted to start to build that brand over there and start to tap into another market. You know what I mean? So IG slowly building. Shout out to everybody that's followed me over there so far. It's you got to diversify sometimes. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, let's get into this. So lock of the night play. I got 5 units on Tony Ferguson. Let me see if I can actually just share my screen because that'll be pretty cool. There we go. Can I zoom in? Of course I can zoom in. All right. So yeah, I got 5 units on Tony Ferguson at minus 163. Kind of still mystified that the line is around there. I truly believe that I would get up to at least minus 200, minus 220 for Tony Ferguson. Let's see if there's been any crazy line movements though while I was sleeping. Minus 162 for Ferguson still, so that absolutely makes sense. I just think he goes out there and demolishes Charles Oliveira. Braces well. We all know that that's the weakest part of Charles de Bronx's game. And even though he's on a crazy win streak right now and he's been finishing everybody, and this is probably the best thing he could do for his confidence, he's still shooting himself in the foot by fighting the ultimate confidence breaker in Tony Ferguson here. Also, dog of the night play, I have 1.5 units on Jacare Souza at plus 140. I got to give my guy Paul Shanasi, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, from Dogger Pass. He kind of brought it to my attention, and while this line was still good, and I'm like, all right, let me jump into the tape and see if I agree with this line. And I was kind of mystified that the line was the way it is. And I'm sure I'll have some people later on in the stream asking me about this Jacare matchup, so I won't get too much into it right now. But I truly believe people are overestimating Kevin Holland at this point in time. I like the guy. The guy's entertaining. He's fun to watch. Has a big mouth, makes things very interesting. But you can't take those things into capping a fight. Jacare Souza is still, maybe he's not as successful with his takedowns anymore, but it's still showing that he's going out there and trying to get it. And Kevin Holland's takedown defense has been very, very suspect as of late. And not to mention, he just got choked out by Brendan Allen a couple of fights ago. And I know it's been a while since Jacare Souza has tapped out anybody, but he hasn't fought it Kevin Holland yet. So that's the difference here. All right. I also have 2 units on Gavin Tucker at 2 unit at plus 147. Fairly confident in this play. Not often that I'll play more than 2 units on an underdog. The last time I did was Glover Teixeira against Thiago Santos. That one came through for me. I'm not saying that it's correlation in terms of whenever I play 2 units that's going to hit, but that's how confident I am in Gavin Tucker here. I even took a 0.25 unit stab at his KO line at plus 900. I thought that was a great line there. And lastly, I have the over 1.5 on the JDS and Cyril Gana fight, 1.5 units at minus 120. Thought that was a great line for two guys that are relatively mobile, don't really get hit clean too often. Other than, when JDS is fighting Francis Ngannou or Jairzinho Rosenstrike, or even Curtis Blades, who decides to throw everything in his power into that one punch against JDS and rock him. So, I'm hoping to see that fight a little bit more prolonged than most people are seeing it. All right. Let me get back to my pretty face. My face that just woke up 20 minutes ago, but it's all good. All right, let's get into the comments and questions. That's what you guys are fucking here for. That's what this show is for. So let's get it cracking. All right. Actually, you know what? I just want to quickly go over any crazy line movements that we may have seen overnight here. So Figueiredo minus 310 sounds about right. Ferguson still hovering around that minus 160 line. Makes sense there. Mackenzie Dern down to minus 167 now. Not bad. Akari Souza still a very slight favorite. Cyril Gana getting some steam now. He's up to minus 400. Daniel Pineda sticking around that minus 155 line. Ooh, some money coming in on Hamanatsu Moicano last night. And we got minus 127 now on Rafael Fiziev. So if anybody wants that Fiziev money, it's there. Billy Q minus 165. God damn, Gavin Tucker's up at plus 155. I knew I should have waited, but whatever. I'm still happy with plus 147. I was happy with like plus 120, plus 110. Any slight bit of plus money on Gavin here, I was happy. But I saw it trending even higher, so I'm like, let me wait it out, and then I got that plus 147. So I know a lot of people that are going to be tempted into this bet now of Gavin Tucker since he's up at higher money. And I know that people that took him at even money are probably kicking themselves that they pulled the trigger so early. But there's a lot of like his last couple of fights since the Rick Glenn fight. There's just been so much hate on Gavin Tucker, and people just want to fade him. Obviously, this is his toughest test to date since that Rick Glenn fight, but I still think it's a very winnable fight for him, and I think he gets it done too. Hence that plus 900 stab on the KO prop. All right, we got Tisha Torres around minus 600, makes sense, and minus 280 on Chase Hooper. Again, not touching that fight at all. Fuck that fight. All right. One thing I do want to address as well too is something that I'm seeing from Bet MMA Tips and a couple other people is that people that played the over 1.5 on the Tisha Torres fight and got a crazy line on it. Apparently, a lot of the bookies are either voiding it or they're changing the odds, which is shady as hell. I would rather have my bet voided than have the odds changed, being honest. So, if anybody bet that over 1.5 in the Tisha Torres and Sam Hughes fight, let me know what the status of your ticket is and how your bookie is handling that, if they're handling it at all. All right. Let's get into these goddamn comments. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're up at 52 8 minutes in. Shout out to you guys. All right, Drew Willie. Good morning, luck of the night. Shout out, bro. It was a long night. I'm probably gonna pop that album on after the stream as well too, man. I'm gonna fall behind on all the podcasts I listen to because it's what happened to me in January when Eminem's new album came out. And again, I haven't really been the biggest fan of Eminem's work as of late, but this album that he dropped this year, Music to Be Murdered By, absolutely amazing album. Fell in love with it. So I fell behind on my podcast when that album came out. I'm more than likely going to fall behind on my podcast now that this Cudi album is out. But yeah, love me some music for sure. Drew Willie, do you think Hanatsu Moicano is a similar opponent to D. Casey for Fiziev? I think going the distance similarly. If so, curious to hear your final thoughts. I don't think he is. So D. Casey, he really started to get some steam behind him after he started to implement a calf kick heavy game plan, and I was wondering how he was going to be able to pull it off against a guy like Rafael Fiziev, who's a very high level Muay Thai player and a high level kickboxer, and he wasn't able to. Fiziev did a great job of shutting that game plan down, mixing the takedowns, and having a really good game plan to dismantle DKC. Now, with Moicano, you're getting a taller, lankier striker who's really good at jiu-jitsu too. He has a black belt himself, and I think that's where Moicano will be the most successful, is if he's able to get the fight to the ground. Now, I don't think he will. I'm not making a bet on it to find out either, but I think the Moicano submission prop is not a bad idea. Let me actually pull it up and see what that is. See if there's any value on that. Like, obviously, people are aware of Moicano now, which is why the line is coming back down. But Moicano via submission plus 370, I think that's a solid spot if you want to take a little bit of a poke. But even that even line that you're getting, obviously, if you were able to get in on Moicano a little bit earlier when he was up at that plus 130 range, shout out to you. I think the value was there. But a very close fight. I'm staying away from it. Personally, for my best bets and props article, I put out the best bet as the over 2.5, as I don't think either guy will get the finish, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moicano does pull off the submission. So great fight there. I'm really looking forward to it. Race Rothenbach, what's going on? What's your thought on how Pineda looked on the scales? He didn't look that bad. There wasn't anything concerning to me there. Yeah, I would be, if it was an issue, I think I'd see more of that narrative on the timeline on Twitter and stuff, and I didn't see any of that. Ben Eggs, what's going on? I love every time I'm in any stream, my guy Ben Eggs shows up and just drops lock of the night. Shout out to you, brother. BumbaClot24, again, probably one of my favorite usernames of all time. What's up, Lock? Let's get this money. You know how it is. Chris Bradford, what up? What's going on, dude? That's my man, Freaky C, who's killing it, I believe, over on the Lock of the Night and Dog of the Night challenge games. Speaking of which, the Lock of the Night challenge, we're at our second last event of this game. So big event coming up for a couple of these guys. I'll probably open up registrations for the next game probably tomorrow. And I know the first event isn't until January 16th, but God, I always get this huge influx of late registrants, and I just want to I want to deal with it sooner than later. You know what I mean? I want to get guys sign up earlier so I don't have to worry about hounding them for their entry fees or anything afterwards. So if you are interested in the Lock of the Night challenge, just go to the website, mmalotn.ca, and I do have all the rules and all that stuff on the website there. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. But if you are interested in it and you know what it's all about, hit me up in the DMs and I'll be happy to sign you up again or sign you up for the first time. That Cuddy is fire. It absolutely is, dude. Going to be on repeat for a long time. And Danny Lags is saying, start chugging some booze right now, dude. You know me by now. I'm not much of a drinker. I'm much more on that other team. So I'll probably hit that soon enough. I might actually get some tape in today for next week's card and then start getting a little bit silly. But yeah, dude, I can't wait to wrap up tomorrow, next week's card so that I can just disconnect from fucking everything like this. Trust. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan first. Or sorry, I'm a capper first when I'm tape studying these, but then when I'm a fan as well, I just want to see a fight every fucking weekend. But it's been a grind, starting 12 to 14 events a week for the past several weeks. It's been crazy. Sawyer saying, gang. Chris Lawyer, yeah, let's get paid tonight. I hope so. That Playboy, where's Alfred at? Alfred's with the wife right now, so I don't want to go grab him or anything. We might have somebody coming by the house very soon, and usually when that happens, he goes a little berserk at the doorbell. Brian Rose, what's going on, dude? Cuddy, we're at the late night. You got a favorite track yet? I vibe with Damage. She knows this, and Solo Dolo 3. Honestly, every track is so dope. There's actually, you know what? I lied. There's one track where I was a little taken aback that I didn't like as much. I think it was LC Knows. I'm trying to remember. LC's Baby Boy, I think it was called. Yeah, LC's Baby Boy, the flashback. That's the only one that I didn't really get too down with. Otherwise, it was a great album. Eric Delgado, man, I'm so torn on Ferguson and Souza fights. I've flipped back and forth all week. Ferguson, all day. Obviously, he's my Lock of the Night play, so I really like him here. And yeah, the Souza one is close. I can see how it's close, but once we start to break it down stylistically, and if Jacare is really able to close that distance, which I think he will, and the fact that Holland isn't really a knockout puncher, like he put down Joaquin Buckley and he finished Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, but Souza's only been finished by Robert Whitaker, so that's a caveat there. I think his durability holds up here long enough for him to close the distance and get the takedown and a submission. And I think his submission prop went up as well last night. So hop on that if you guys want. Chris Bradford's like, no naps this week. Last week you napped and we lost 3 fights. Yeah, dude, that was fucked. 2 of my bets got affected by those cancellations, but we still ended up sweeping the night, so I can't be too mad at that. But yeah, we're at 10 fights tonight, so I hope we don't lose any. I don't want to go back down to 8. Striped, Tony being extra weird on a bet made me bet him. That's the narrative that I've been seeing all week, but I don't get it, guys. Like, he's always weird. Even if you want to go back and watch the Ultimate Fighter season that he was on, he's always been a weirdo. So I think people are just playing up that extra weird narrative because of the beating that I took from Gaethje last time. He's always weird. To Tony's weird behavior made me go the opposite way. Interesting how people get swayed certain ways by certain things. Tajik Bay, what's up, Locke? Good luck today. Likewise, dude. I appreciate you hopping in the chat as always. I have Tisha and Tony at -117. Tony pressure should make Charles gas faster than usual. Yes, Charles does have a very suspect gas tank. Again, watch that Kevin Lee fight. He was nice and active off of his back in that first round, but in that second round, you don't see him as active. And then in that third round, we all know fighters usually have a little bit of a resurgence in their gas tank for that first 30 to 60 seconds of every round. Luckily for him, Kevin Lee more gas, shoots a sloppy takedown, and he locks up a guillotine choke. Now, if he didn't get that guillotine choke, things could get a little bit sketchy. All I'm saying. Now you're going up against the ultimate confidence breaker in Tony Ferguson. I just don't see it happening. I truly think if there is a finish that happens for Charles Oliveira outside of 3 minutes of this round, I'd be shocked. Master Sparky, what's going on, dude? Do you see Dern getting the finish early? Nah. I personally, I see that fight going to a decision. I think that's the safest spot. There is the over 2.5. Moicano and Fiziev is now -130. Yeah, close fight, man. I'm staying away from it. I think it's a great fight, but we really get to find out a lot about Rafael Fiziev tonight because this is easily the best opponent he's faced to date. So very excited for it. Brian Rose, also Paul's last name pronunciation is Hennessy. So just with Sean in front of it. So Shaughnessy. Okay, thank you. Thanks for breaking it down for me, Brian, because I swear every time I'm on with Cody Saftik and Paul's name somehow comes up, I always butcher his last name. And usually I'm pretty good with pronunciations. You guys have been watching me for a while. I do my best to get Cyril Gana correctly. I do my best to get Khabib Nurmagomedov properly, Davison Figueiredo. Some of these guys out there going Figueroa or they don't even know what the fuck they're saying. But yeah, I don't know why Shaughnessy was fucking with me so much. Shout out to Brian Oz. I appreciate you for bringing that up. Eric Delgado, Locke, are you more confident in the over 1.5 in the Ghana fight or the under 2.5 in the Ferguson fight? Easily the under 2.5 in the Ferguson fight. If I didn't make Ferguson my lock of the night play, it was probably going to be the under 1.5 or 2.5 in that fight. Shorty Mac, Manpreet the GOAT. Shout out, dude. I appreciate it. Danny Legs, I'm on that 2.5, under 2.5, Eric. 34 of Oliveira's 37 fights have ended inside the distance. He is correct. If you want to get even more specific, 23 out of 26 is Oliveira's UFC fights. All of his fights. He's had 26 fights in the UFC. 23 of them have hit on the under 2.5. One of them was 10 seconds away from hitting on the under 2.5. So, shout out. Danny Lags, FanDuel did not void my 2U on the Torres over 1.5. It's still pending. Interesting. Yeah, the bookies clearly fucked up on that one. Clearly. Greg Love, in Europe, there is no bet on that. I know I'm a little bit behind on the chat right now, so I'm wondering what Greg Love's talking about there. Robot Chicken Wings, Tequila Shots is an excellent song too. Yeah, dude, I hit like back on that a couple times before I moved on. Such a great song. Amazing way to start off the album. Will Martin, OG in the house. What's going on, dude? I appreciate you hopping in on this fight day. He's saying, what's up, Manpreet? Hope you're well, brother. All the best tonight. Likewise, dude. If you guys don't already follow or are subscribed to Will Martin, you guys better go do that right now. Otherwise, you're no fan of mine. Will Martin's an OG of the game. You guys got to show that man some respect over there. Jordan C, shout out to the MMA Lockline Discord. There are some sharp guys in there. Absolutely. Shout out Jordan C. which one are you which handle are you on the Discord? But yeah, we got some great guys in there dropping some great community plays, whether it's college football, college basketball, Korean baseball, fucking billiards. These guys are savages in there. So shout out to everybody that's on the Patreon and on the Discord. Mike Bealby, lock of the night, do you think me handicapping Figgy Morono minus 190 plus 190 is way off on my part? Going to see Moreno's boxing defense to be on point, but I think he truly tests Figueiredo tonight. See, I see that angle. And another angle that I'm seeing out there, or at least a narrative that a lot of people are trying to push, is that if you bet Alex Perez against Figgy last time, you need to bet Moreno this time. And I absolutely disagree. They're two different styles. And what I was expecting from Perez is him to implement his wrestling background to a proper degree. And unfortunately, he just forgot to protect his neck. That's the issue. I don't think that Moreno has as good of wrestling as Perez, which is why I'm not betting Moreno tonight. However, another angle in this fight is if Figgy doesn't land that finish, Moreno could potentially outvolume him here and pull off a judge's decision. Like I forgot who I told, but Moreno via decision is not that bad of a hedge if you're a little bit too exposed on Figgy tonight. So plus 425 is what I see on 5 times, plus 600 a couple other places. But Moreno by decision, I don't think he finishes Figgy unless Figgy's gas tank is as horrible as everybody has been suspecting it. But if this does go to a decision, it could get very hairy because Figueiredo isn't crazy with his volume. So that could definitely give you some problems. So I'm not super exposed on Figgy tonight. I have him on a couple of degenerate parlays, but I'm not the most sold on Figgy in this matchup. I think he wins, but I feel like I'll be kicking myself if this gets extended and Moreno is a little bit liver in those last rounds. By the way, so my mother-in-law, she's the one that's been able to do most of my MMA Lock of the Night merch. And when I got my most recent 9 to 5 job, it was moving back into the office, and me and her are both big Office fans. She actually made me this mug. If anybody sees it, anybody who watches The Office will absolutely get this reference. I thought it was awesome. Great gift on her behalf. All right, let's keep it moving. Artist 80, brother, they should have a smart guy like you on ESPN talking about betting in fights. Your knowledge is amazing. Dude, I think I would choke on ESPN. That's a huge stage. Like, it's one thing to have like 700 live viewers on odds on a Friday night, but then having the world on you, it's a little bit crazy. I don't think that's like my end game either. I just want to build my own network. Like, I want to build my own channel here. I want to build my own brand here. So ideally the end result is only ever doing work for MMA LOTN stuff. This odds HQ stuff is great. I did a couple articles for odds breaker, but yeah, I want to be my own boss at the end of the day. So shout out for the confidence, man. I really appreciate that. All right, it's review. Thoughts on Ghana Figgy parlay? Not bad, but again, as I just expressed, I think Figgy, it could get a little bit sketchy if he's not able to get him out of there early. Robot Chicken Wings. If Holland keeps it on the feet, I see him getting the dub. But do you trust him to do that for 15 minutes? That's where it gets sketchy. Nick Sisson, is it true Jendy Robot beat Amanda Nunes 3 times back in the day, back in Brazil? I'm not sure about 3 times, but she did out grapple her. But let's just remember, Nunes isn't on the level of Dern when it comes to jiu-jitsu. So, and if you wanted to talk about comparisons about who people have beaten in jiu-jitsu, I would take the fact that Mackenzie Dern beating Gabby Garcia in jiu-jitsu as a much bigger deal than Jandy Roba beating Amanda Nunes or even Claudia Gadella in a grappling match. Just saying. Danny Legs is letting my man know that he is correct. Let me start to catch up on these comments, but you guys are absolutely killing it. God damn. Where are you guys? The chat in the StreamYard really sucks. Like, in terms of being able to stay on track. Yep, we did that. Demetrius Manfred, you think Holland will perform similar to Barry versus Crop or Brunson versus Silva? I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to be gun shy. Ooh, Barry versus Cop. I'm not sure. Weird comparisons there, but I kind of get where you're coming from. I don't know, man. I just don't think that Holland will be able to keep it on the feet long enough. Danny Legs believes in Janiroba's wrestling, which I do agree. She does have the advantage there, so we'll see if she's able to pull off this the upset. I do like her personally. I do like the over 2.5 in that fight as well too, in the Dern and Janiroba fight. I think people are picking Dern based on looks, robot chicken wings. If anybody knows anything, you always pick the uglier one. They're always going to fight a little bit harder. Danny Legs, yes, wrestling accuracy is 7.8%. Roll one for the gang lock, yes. As soon as I'm actually going to my boy's house tonight, Tony, for those of you that watch or watch Combatosaurs or Deciding Splits, I'm going to his place tonight and we're going to watch the fights. Danny Legs knows what's up. Gary Philbrick, I'm torn on the Tucker fight, so I put some money on first round KO Tucker plus 2,000, not bad, and on Quarantillo round 3 plus 1,400. I think those are solid long shots, but if this fight does go to a decision, don't be shocked to see Tucker take at least 2 rounds here. I don't know why people are thinking that his cardio is just going to fall off a cliff after that first round. Jazz, what's going on, dude? Happy to see you in the chat. Woke up and knew I'd be eating Peronto, watching my boy Manpreet give his last thoughts on tonight. Let's get this money, another Hail Mary hitting tonight. I hope so. It'll be nice to have another sweep like we did last week. You better be having those Alu Peronte though, bro. I gotta get Mama Jazz to make me some Alu Peronte. It's been a while. Drew Willie, best DraftKings play tonight. Again, I can't give you the best, man. I'm not a DraftKings guy yet. As soon as I'm able to do this full time, I will put some more. I'll put some more time into that DraftKings road so I can give you guys confident analysis on that shit. Chris Lure, Tours, Al Kukui, and Figueroa parlay is my big play for tonight. Not bad. Personally, I got a large amount of money riding on Ferguson straight, and then I also have a couple of degenerate parlays with him, Ghana, Aldo, and Glenn for next week. So got a lot of money riding on these next 2 weeks. Tajik Bey, GPP or cash? I hope Tajik Bey is talking to Drew Willie so he can help him out because I can't. I apologize. Steven Estrada is saying exactly to something that I said earlier. Jordan C, indica, sativa, or hybrid tonight. I like a mixed salad, guys. I don't discriminate. Usually indica is reserved for fight nights, but somebody brings in that sativa or hybrid, I'm not down to put that shit out. TBE, Jazz. Jacare inside the distance, yes. Tony inside the distance, yes. Tucker moneyline, yes. Pineda inside the distance, yes. Hooker or Hooper, KO, TQ, or sub. That's the weakest part of it, I think. But yeah, I think that cashes as well. That's a solid parlay, dude. Good luck tonight. Ryan Wilson, Tucker isn't winning. Trust me, I've heard that all fucking week. But you guys come to me for predictions at my confidence, right? That's exactly what I saw on tape, and I'm still going with Tucker. Bro, I once lost a grind and thought I was having a heart attack for real. Almost called an ambulance. Any similar experience? I think the one that hurt the most, where I was just like, fuck, was Frankie Edgar losing to Brian Ortega. That one was a tough one. I ate some shit that night. Let's just say that. Fender versus Jazz. Ferguson seemed not just weird, but mean on tough, and the stories from his wife are totally consistent with CTE. Yeah, those stories have been happening for a while now, too. It's not just since the Gaethje fight. That's what I'm trying to say. Sub got in. What up, man? I'm excited for these fights tonight. Me too, man. I'm absolutely stoked. Great fights tonight. Chris Lura, I'm interested in the Chaos fight next week. The line is almost to pick him now. Yeah. Pre-tape by Lean Pereira. But yeah, I'm probably going to I might get into the tape for that after this stream, actually. I'm really looking forward to that fight. Tisha decision plus Fig wins in round 1, 2, or 3 plus 197. I think that's a solid parlay, dude. Shout out to CD816. I believe he's on the Patreon as well. Ben Eggs, Brandon Moreno is the answer. All right. Danny Legs is saying Pereira. Again, pre-tape, I agree. Greg Love, good luck tonight, guys. Good luck to you as well, brother. Dave Bienia, what's going on, dude? One of my early supporters. Happy to see you in the chat. 209 is saying it's pronounced Shag Hennessy. Tajik Bey, tough one. Hooper is probably a must play in GPPs. Gane may low score too. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I can't speak on DK. I apologize. Kian Ryan, what's going on, dude? Shout out to you. What are Billy Q's paths to victory? His cardio, meaning he could, if he extends this fight to the 3rd round, he could get a finish, or he pulls off 2 rounds and gets a decision. So I think either a late finish for Billy or a decision if he's able to get that 2nd round as well. Greg Love, I'm on that Ghana over 1.5. Smart man. Tony not to go to decision at 2.5 to 1. Yeah, that's a great spot there. Keon Ryan, it's awesome. You're sick. Thanks, dude. Got to get some color in this community, right? Ned's MMA, damn that new Cuddy album is straight fire. I agree, dude. I can't wait to turn it back on. I wish I could like listen to it in the background as I'm talking to you guys, but no, I can't be disrespecting y'all like that. Drew Willie, Tajik Bay Hooper could be really low output with lots of grappling though. Was thinking of fitting him in GPP. Again, this is very rookie advice from a guy that doesn't really play DraftKings. But if Hooper is kind of dominating Barrett on the ground, not getting a submission, but kind of advancing positions, don't you get a solid amount of points for advancing positions? Maybe that's an angle that you want to look at if you're going with Hooper. Keon Ryan, 6 and their swords. Did you ever practice with the sword? No, sir. Usually that's held for a lot of people that are just way more religious. Like, yeah, I wear a turban and all that stuff. And yeah, like my hair is very long, but I cut my beard. That's something that you're technically not supposed to do. I burn, I drink, and I eat meat and all that stuff. So I'd say I'm like a fringe sick guy in terms of, I won't call myself super religious or anything like that, but I'm very proud of my heritage in that aspect. So yeah, only people that are like super religious, we call it Amrit Shuk. It's kind of like being baptized. They're the ones that you'll see with like those kurbans is what they call them. But no, I'm not that deep into it. Scott Vetter, Fiziev a little too short. I don't think that's going to matter too much. The guy is going to be chopping at the legs of Moicano. So if I think he's going to get a little bit more leverage on that. Chris Lewis agrees with Pereira over at Chaos Williams. Tajik Bay, majority will fade Hooper, thinking just that's where one can get an edge. You got to be sharp with that DK game. CD816 is asking Hooper over under 1.5. Under is plus 150. Seems like the play to me. Man, I don't have the strongest read in that. Yeah, I wish I could help you out with that. I'm gonna that fight and the Figgy fight. I'm probably staying away from the most tonight. Tajik Bay semi fade is okay, but I wouldn't fade Hooper entirely. Shout out to everybody that makes just dozens of lineups every fucking weekend, man. You guys are absolute nuts. Let me catch up. Ned's MMA podcast. If it gets past 2 rounds, Moreno could get very interesting. Fig does gas a little bit. Will the power carry over in the 4th and 5th? I think we will see a close fight tonight, honestly. I agree, dude. Again, if Figgy doesn't get him out of there early, it's going to get interesting. Scott Fetter, Fig gasses in the past, weighted in at 124.5. Chris Lure agrees. Serious question. Did Dern have a breast reduction? I don't think so. She still has them to go biddies. Tajik Bay, how many lineups are you playing? Drew, Brian Lockhart, Pineda inside the distance. That is the angle that I'm going with as well, Brian. No official play from either, but I think that's the best line in that fight. AA, I wouldn't consider Garcia a feather in a cap. She's low skilled and roided up, but she's still higher level compared to most women. You know what I mean? And she's a big dude. That I swear that was a mistake. I did not mean to call her a dude, but she's still huge for that for jiu-jitsu and for a girl like Mackenzie Dern to go up against her. That's freaking crazy. Isn't Dern's boxing a lot better than Jen Yaroba? I wouldn't say it's a lot better, but she's working on it. You know, she's working with Jason Perlo. She's trying to tighten up her hands, tighten up her boxing. So that's very, reassuring to see from a fighter who's still young like Mackenzie Dern. Drew Willie, only 3 today, and the 150K to first $20. I did play 2 lineups just for the fuck of it because I have money in my DraftKings. I played it. I won some last week. We'll see if I can keep it going this week. Again, just there's no method to my madness when it comes to DK, though. Dern to lose GNP TKO. Interesting. You don't think she'll be able to defend herself or pull off reversals or anything against Jandaroba? Kairos, what's going on, dude? Are we putting too much belief in Ghana without enough evidence? The guy shows all the skills. He truly shows all the skills. I love what I see from him on the feet. His movement looks great. He's quick. He's energetic. He's explosive. Has some good technique to his punches. Shows a solid chin. Shows a decent ground game. Not saying he's going to go out there and submit JDS tonight, but he has that if we need to. Yeah, I just think at this point in time, he's going to be a little bit too fast, a little bit too crisp for JDS. But I do like Ghana via decision. I think that's a solid spot. Shout out to Kairos. If you guys don't know Kairos, make sure you guys go hop on his channel. He's getting back into the video making game, and he's helped me out a lot too. Shout out to him. I hope to do a video with him in the near future once the fucking borders open up. Shout out Detroit. I think Detroit's where he's from. Dom, Mapri, can we discuss the Hooper Barrett 1.5 prop? Oof, man, I'm so off on it. I think that under 2.5 is much safer than the 1.5. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Gun to my head, I'm going to say over 1.5, but under 2.5. Ben Eggs, we are almost 4 years to date from the Cub Duho Cho fight. You are absolutely correct. I was live for that shit, and that shit was absolute bananas. Absolutely bananas. Also, don't sleep on Dern, but this is a tough fight. Yeah, I prefer the over 2.5 in the Dern and Jandiroba fight. I did win 25. Okay. Drew Willie. Hooper could score well with a couple takedowns in the sub end of round 1, I suppose. Tonight's DK Optimal seems as if it will be relatively low scoring. Yeah, I don't see too many finishes tonight. But yeah, the guys that do finish could potentially score a high. 125 on Collier by decision last UFC to you. Oh, nice. Thanks, dude. Yeah, that was a great call on my spot. What's your lock prop of the night? I like Ghana via decision. That's like plus 225. But the one that I'm officially playing is 0.25 units on Gavin Tucker to win via KO at plus 900. So I'd sprinkle a little bit on that if that's something that you like. Scott Vetter is saying if Jandiroba doesn't get it down, she pieced up. Possibly. She doesn't look too comfortable on the feet. So there is that. Chris Lewis saying nice. Tyler Jetkins, I'm taking Ferguson by knockout. I feel that is his best path to victory, and plus 150 isn't bad either. I agree with you. I think Ferguson is the way to go, TKO. But don't be surprised to pull off a sub either. Like Ferguson is high level jiu-jitsu. I know Charles is high level jiu-jitsu, but he has been tapped in the past. So Ryan Bradford, fuck you. Don't even. I'm going to Twitter, and if that is not true, I am blocking your ass. I'm absolutely blocking your ass if that is not true, because I don't play. I don't play with false information, especially when you're talking about the fight that I'm looking forward to most. I'm giving you an opportunity to redeem yourself if this fight truly did not get canceled. All right. You're going to get that block if you don't apologize. Just saying. Don't fuck around on the stream like that. Mike Bealey, I handicap Tucker and Moicano and Cub as super slight favorites. Any hard to squeeze? Only the Cub one. Again, he's coming back from a pretty bad injury. 37 years old. He's up there in age. It's going to get interesting. So, yeah. I like the other two. I am picking Fiziev, if anything, but that's a very, very close fight. I could absolutely see a world where Moicano could be the favorite. Tyler Judkins indicating if you lose your bets, you want to go to sleep in Sativa if you want to stay up and celebrate. My guy has a good point there. He has a good point. Ryan Bradford, fuck you, dude. Honestly, fuck you. I'm not saying anything about it. No way. Everyone I knew had Frankie that night. I had 350 on Ortega inside the distance and 50 on round 1. Probably my best underdog bet of that year. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a very rough one, especially by KO. Fuck, that uppercut that just levitated him. Insane. My book has the over 2.5 for Dern at minus 145. This seems to be good to be true. Trap. No, I think that's a great line. I think people are expecting somebody to get a sub in there, but I think they're going to be surprised at the level of jiu-jitsu from both of them. Morgan Kinsey, what's going on, dude? Billy Q, Moicano fight doesn't go fight to go decision. Ferguson win parlay thoughts. I'm on Tucker, so that's the only part that I disagree with. Everything else I think looks good. Danny Legs is calling out my guy. Not even my guy. I'm not calling Ryan my guy if he's talking shit like that. So thanks, Danny, for calling him out. Barrett looks serious, says fishing total. Robot Chicken Wings, no. Charles' coach test positive. That is correct. His coach did test positive earlier this week, but they're still keeping the fight going. So with 3 lamps, you could throw him in one. Now that Ferguson fight is off, might be a good pivot. Again, I think the Ferguson fight is bullshit. I think people are just talking shit here. Artist 80, bro, what was the most hilarious fight you've ever watched? Watching Shamar Coco versus Stefan Struve had me on the floor laughing. It was like watching two old ladies fighting when I hit the floor. Yeah, that fight was fucking jokes. I believe that was UFC 124 in Montreal as well. And that was the co-main event before GSP versus Koscheck. Insane that night. Hilarious fight I've ever watched. Probably Cindy Dandois against Alexis Davis. Shout out to everybody that's seen that GIF as well. Again, Billy Q, that's not the leg that I like the most. Super CLYK, do you think Dern could put herself in a bad position trying to chase the sub on Jandy? And who do you think has the wrestling advantage in that one? Jandy Roba easily has the wrestling advantage. But I think Dern is really good on the ground. I don't think she's going to slip up too much to the point that Jandy Roba is going to catch anything. Ryan Bradford is now reporting on Twitter tested positive for his search for last minute. Dude, okay. Ryan, I'm blocking you. That's absolute bullshit. If it turns out being true, I'll let you back. But don't be spreading that type of bullshit on my fucking stream. Robot Chicken Wings, it's not off. That guy should be blocked. He is blocked. I hit the block. Shian Ryan, just so you know, Jut, aka Pancho. Actually, it's Ramgrian, bruh. Ramgrian's around here. Chris Lure, really. Tyler Judkins, what do you think about Vera Aldo next week? I just dropped the breakdown for this actually on my Patreon, but I love Aldo in this spot, and I'm absolutely surprised that the odds are where they at. Morgan Kinsey, he's still on me about again. The more you keep showing me this Billy Q parlay, the more I'm going to disagree, bro. Where's everybody at? Here we go. Stone Coder, I love the content all week, Lock. Thanks for all you do. I'm just hoping the weed and whiskey don't knock me out before I get to see Fig KO Moreno. I hope you have a great night, dude. It should be a fun night. I think it's going to be hard for you to stay awake after watching Ferguson versus Oliveira. Or hard for you to go to sleep after watching Ferguson versus Oliveira. Hooper, B-Ball 619. Hooper wins round 2 plus 400. I think he gets this up. Not bad. Another round 2 prop that I'd like is Ferguson round 2 plus 500. Roberto Lopez, thanks for the anthropology lesson and for being you. Thank you, dude. Anytime. I'm more than happy to help you guys. Fender Jazz, dude, I train Muay Thai with Jagmeet Singh. Guys got skills. Blue belt and BJJ. Nice. Shout out Jagmeet Singh. Not much of a political guy over here, but happy to see somebody representing my people on the big stage like that. Cody Thorne, where are you getting? Yeah, I blocked that guy already. Fuck that guy. CD816, Brandon too hittable for Fig to not get him out of there under 3. In my opinion, God shouldn't be a factor. Yeah, that's my play. That's my thought process too. Is I think that Moreno is just a little bit too hittable. Jordan C asking, who is my favorite fighter of all time? Easily, Mr. Shogun Hua. Hence why I have this. This is actually the first ever event that I attended, UFC 113 in Montreal, and it felt like fate because Shogun ended up knocking out Machida that night and securing the UFC title. Drew Willie, what is Cyril Gane's output like? Will this get taken to the mat at all? I don't think he'll get taken to the mat, and his output is great. His volume is great, which is why I think him to win via decision is a very solid spot. Brandon too hittable for Fig. Now, yep, we just went over that. Cody Thorne, don't see it on Twitter. Yep. Don't pay no mind to that Ryan guy. I blocked him. You can fuck around and say Tisha Torres versus Sam uses off just for jokes, but don't be joking about my favorite fight on the card. Fuck you. Tajik JDS will refrain from takedowns. Most likely he is very unwilling to wrestle. Yeah, if he didn't wrestle against Francis, if he didn't wrestle against Jairzinho Rosenstrike, he's not wrestling here against Mr. Cyril Gane. Greg Love also bet Hoop over 1.5, Holland fight over 1.5, about 2.5 to 1 if I remember correctly. Plus I sprinkle a little something on Ghana and Tony round 3, 99 to 1. Not bad. The Holland over 1.5 has me a little bit sketched out in case Jacare gets him down early and pulls off a submission. JDS has a lot of KOs this year, a lot of damage in a short time. I know Ghana typically doesn't have one punch knockout, but I don't see it mattering. A stiff jab might just drop JDS. I disagree there, brother. We'll see. Dom, favorite prop bet of the night. The only one that I played officially is 0.25 on Tucker via KO at plus 900. But another one that I just remember right now that just, I think is pretty good is Tony Ferguson to win in round 2 at plus 500. Chris Tatchery, what's going on, dude? Happy holidays, brother. Much love and respect for you. Shout out to you too. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I'm not against saying Merry Christmas, guys. It's trust me. I love Christmas. Over 2.5 during good call. Yes, sir. Sawyer, he capping. UFC betting boss is saying fake news on the on that Ferguson pullouts. Stefano Cariguazado, you the goat. Thanks, dude. Appreciate the love. Greetings from Peru. Shout out to my brother. Greatest Uso. Ryan Diamond is in the chat. What's going on, dude? I think you're on the Patreon as well. Shout out for the support. Again, if anybody's not on the Patreon, $5 a month. We got a great Discord community channel in there. It's growing every single day. I believe I got a couple more patrons while I was sleeping too. Let's see what that number's at now. 221. 221 patrons. There's 221 satisfied people out there. Shout out to everybody on the Patreon. Again, link is in the description below if you want to support your boy. Cody Thorne, Ryan Bradford. Yeah, that's low. Chris Bradford, damn this Ryan Cap making me look bad for the record. No relation. Yeah, I blocked him. Hopefully he's not your brother. Ryan should be blocked ASAP. He is. Me too. Look like the over 2.5. Jazz. Honestly, feel like Moicano gets this to the ground. He's pulling up a sub plus 350. Is worth a sprinkle. My guy Jazz is onto something there. I do like that. Scott Vetter, I did block that POS. Nobody jokes about a Ferguson fight being off. Fuck you. I'm slowly catching up. We're almost at 50 minutes in the stream. I haven't caught up. This ain't the MMA guru. No BS trolling around here. Exactly. No trolling on my streams. Fuck y'all. Jared Tatgen Horst. What's going on, dude? Not worried about the reach disadvantage between Tucker and Billy Q. Nah, not really. Again, Billy's not a crazy knockout puncher. He's more of a drown you with cardio and stuff. And I think that Tucker will be able to, close that distance, land his shots that he needs to, and even work the body. Another thing that fighters that are shorter or at a height disadvantage, they really work the body well. And Tucker's up that stream. He works the body very well on his opponents. Mitchell Davis, small bet last night for Barrett by KO at plus 900 on Bodog. This morning saw the line down to plus 550. Yeah, if he wins, that's a good spot. I don't think he wins a decision, but if he knocks out Hooper, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's a solid prop. Aaron Milner is saying, Matt Breed the GOAT. Shout out, dude. Shout out. Appreciate the love and support as always. Jordan C, what's your early thoughts on Cater Holloway? Early thoughts is Holloway, but I truly got to get into that. That's a very, very good fight. I think the line is like minus 225 for Holloway, which pre-tape I think it's a little bit too wide. But yeah, I'm good on that fight so far. I'm gonna take like a week off after I'm done the December 19th card, just completely detached from everything, and then that will probably be the first fight I get back to when I am back to capping stuff. Aaron Milner, have you noticed any line movement in the auto fight yet? Is money coming in on either? It's been kind of just sustaining at that minus 165 range, which I find to be absolutely absurd. I don't know what the fuck people are seeing in Marlon Vera there. Jazz, also everyone adding Figgy in there probably is going to be in awe, especially Z, when Moreno goes out there and wins a volume-based decision, UFC and Mexican campeon. Let's go. I've been a fan of his. Moreno's good, man. Again, if he can stretch this to a decision, it could get very shady. Standard Bloke has not missed a stream yet. What's going on, dude? 10-1 parlay on fights to not go to decision. Okay, let's go. Billy Q Tucker, I agree. Fizia Moicano, I don't agree. I could see that going to a decision. Pineda Swanson, I agree. Holland Jackery, I agree. The only one that has me sketched out is the Fizia Moicano one. Dom, I would tread lightly, but I see Hooper getting tagged early, hangs on to Barrett, eventually takes him down, and either rides out a decision or a second, third round finish. Possibly. That fight's so. I love that on these fight day streams, everybody is just so caught up in some of these fights that you can just easily pass on. There's a lot of question marks on some of these fights, especially that Hooper and Baird fight. Y'all are some savages, though. Y'all are some true degenerate savages, which is why I love doing this stream every fight night, or a fight day, I should say. Super CLYK, Hooper should be an auto fade, just like the young Gracie fighters in Bellator. Possibly, but Barrett's not that good. That's the only issue. I faded Hooper last time with Alex Caceres, and it paid off, but I'm not down to fade him with Peter Barrett tonight. Ferguson Fig parlay is free money. Ooh, I wouldn't say free. Ferguson part, yeah. But the Fig part, it gets me a little sketched out. A lot of people are bringing up the decision angle, and I could see that too. Barrett is hard to finish, and Hooper can take punches to his mouth and goes to full 15. Could see that too. That's why I think it's a very volatile fight. Tajik Bey, there's nothing that says Ferguson fighters off. This is fake news. Yes, I blocked that guy. We can move on from him now. I'm almost caught up. Morgan Kinsey, sorry, bro. I haven't been summing my Wi-Fi as bad and says it doesn't go through. It's all good, no, dude. Back to Fight Island next week. They're in Vegas next week. They're back to Fight Island for the January 16th event. Jordan C, don't let Ryan Bradford join the Discord. No, he won't. If I see anything, I'll block him. The greatest Uso, MMA LOTN. Do you think Max Holloway live streaming video games will distract him from training as he grows his gaming channel? Almost 700,000 followers on his Facebook. Shout out to him. But no, I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I mean, DJ did it as well. Demetrius Johnson, Sugar Sean does it, but obviously it's not really a good example given that he lost last time around. But you got to remember, these fighters are still humans at the end of the day. They need to just kick back and just enjoy their time as well, right? Like, I like gaming. I don't mind gaming, you know, when I'm on my off time and just kicking around, and it's kind of like R&R at the end of the day, right? I mean, just rest, recovery, and just chill, sit back. And if that's how he likes to recover, that's how he likes to recover. CD816221 super satisfied patrons. Yes, like weak in the knees satisfied. Shout out. Also, if you haven't hit the subscribe and like for this video, please do. It helps your boy a lot. The trend on my channel and everything has been nothing but positive over the last couple months, and your boy has taken off like a rocket ship, and it's thanks to you guys. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting me since day one and even hopped on since after that. I greatly appreciate all of it. Scott Vetter, last time JDS didn't fight a complete murder, he KO'd Derek Lewis. I don't see the comparison here with Ghana, but okay. Fender Jazz, here's a fight to add. Me versus Ryan Tool on the early prelims. I'd be down. You don't fuck around. Join the Patreon, guys. $5. You won't find anything better for the value. Thanks, Jazz. Another satisfied Patreon right there. Greg Love, UFC's killing it. It's a fun time to be a fan. Yes, these last two events are absolute fire. I know we've had a couple dropouts like Chimaev and even Piotr Jan and Aljo that was supposed to go down tonight, but the cards are still stacked shit. Tajik Bey, I'm joining today. Look forward to meeting everyone on there. Shout out, dude. Again, make sure you connect to the Discord when you do sign up. We got a great community over there. Edward Hunt, you remember fighting Dos Santos? And then keep be the same way. Okay. I think Ghana wins this fight. I like the over 1.5 the most. McGregor, Locke versus Poirier. Dustin too hittable? Possibly. I got to run that tape again. Yeah. It's just so hard to predict McGregor fights in the sense that, like, he's just so half in and half out, given everything else he has going on in his life. And Poirier has just been grinding. So that's a tough fight. With Thiago. Okay. Dom, I am definitely a proud degenerate. Shout out to my proud degenerates. Mike Bealby, not gambling related. Which fighter are you cheering hardest for tonight? Holland for me, but I'm aware he's in for a tough test. Ferguson, easily Ferguson for me. I want to see him. Win. I want to see him potentially get that Khabib fight next year. If you guys saw the live fight party thing that Fight Pass does, they show Tony Ferguson reacting to Khabib retiring, and he was just absolutely pissed. He knew he missed his opportunity potentially to take that O from Khabib, and that's the fight. That's like our modern day Brock versus Fedor, a fight that everybody wanted, but it just never came to fruition. And you know, all the MMA gods did not want this fight to happen. But hopefully we somehow still get it. But I love Tony, man. As weird of a wacko as he is and how unlikable he is at times, you can't deter that guy's determination, his his fight will. Like, he is legitimately the most the closest definition of a fighter that we have in the UFC. Not even close. Jazz says Sean Brady versus Jake Matthews March 6th. Ooh, not bad. Like me some Sean Brady there. Pre-tape. RS80, listening to your pod with Cody, learn about Todd Stout. Crazy story. Do you think he would have done well in the UFC? He's an entertaining striker. Shady past, obviously, which makes it a little bit harder for him to make it to the big stage, but he's doing things over there at Brave CF. Fun fighter to watch, but just had that issue with his grappling. His grappling just never really held up to where his striking was. Power puncher, very fun to watch. Great persona as well with the Black Hulk thing going on. But yeah, A shout out to you for going back and listening to that podcast with Cody. If most people don't know, I did an in studio episode with Cody Softic where we just got shit faced and we just talked MMA for like 2.5 to 3 hours. This was a great fun time. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. Just search MMA LOTN and Cody Softic and you'll see it pop up. It's called Combative Stories. Michael Bell, what's going on, dude? Shout out. Good luck on your bets tonight. Greg Love, can you imagine Ferguson versus McGregor for the title? Money. I don't know, man. That'll be a tough fight. I'm hoping we see Ferguson Khabib, if anything. Obviously, the guy that has Connor double champ as his avatar is going to say that Connor is a lock against Cletus. Don't kill me, dude. His head will be bouncing off the canvas in 1 minute. Osamid, what's going on, dude? Parlay, Torres, Figgy, and Ghana. I don't mind it, but the Fig one has me a little bit sketched out, but I do think he wins. Aaron Milner says, get Connor now. He'll be minus 350. I do believe that. I do believe you are correct in saying such things. Chris Lawyer, 10 to 1. El Kakui KO round 2 looks nice. Not bad. That's a solid line right there. I've piles on Connor at minus 210, says Scott Vetter. I understand that. CD816. Yeah, I like that Kakui KO round 2. Yep. I got to get on a book that allows for round and method props, not just separate round prop and separate method prop. So shout out to anybody that has access to that. If anybody's in Canada and has access to a book that does have those odds, let me know. I might have to sign up to one of those bookies. Khabib beats Tony. A lot of people believe that, but I'd be interested to see how that fight ends out. Jazz, only thing guaranteed in MMA is recency bias. Tony had a bad matchup against Gaethje. He won't lose tonight. Come on, Luck. I want that Khabib fight as well, but Tony isn't that much of a threat. Boltic. I get it. I absolutely get that spin, but I still want to see how those styles clash and how it comes out. Couture versus the Emperor. Yeah, that would have been great too. That's another one that we missed. Huncho H. Hey mate, new subs. What's going on, dude? Shout out to the support there. Artist 80, bro. I tattooed Gustafson's girlfriend, and she told me it was a well known by all fighters in 2013 that Dana banged Ronda. Do you have stories you've heard or you can or can't tell us about? I think most of the stories that I know most people already know about, like Jones running from drug tests and Jones just getting fucked up a week before his fight in Toronto against Gustafson, just doing all the coke and all that shit. That's really about it. Nothing else really backstage. I did do some work with the UFC. Did volunteer with them for a couple of the Canadian events back at UFC 129, 140, 152. Great times. Very fun times. Roberto Lopez, recency bias is legit. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I cashed on Jake Collier. That's why I cashed on Derek Brunson. That's why I cashed on a couple of these other guys that a lot of people thought are just shot. Recency bias is a bitch. Edward Hurt. DeSantos with Thiago. I think he might be the same way this time. Ooh, you're talking about Thiago Santos. Yeah, I get it. But no, I think that Ghana is just going to outpoint him on the feet. Chris Lewer, have you ever tried growing your own weed since legal for here in Ontario? I haven't done it yet, but it's something that I definitely want to do. I have a buddy of mine. If you guys remember Big Rob from like my early podcasting days, I used to go to his studio and he set up in his washroom. He had this huge grow up. It was legit. He went balls to the wall with that. Hancho H, hey mate, love what you do. Pineda responds, and I like Pineda, and I like the under 2.5 in that fight. Not even gonna try to pronounce this name, but shout out to my guy Zafarius. I believe that's a Greek last name. Let me try this. I like my pronunciation stuff. Kasilikolonorio's. Okay, sorry I butchered that. Tony Chandler GSP, many good fights for Khabib. Yeah, I think he just wants to hit that. I think he just wants to hit that 30 mark and call it a career. But then again, he wants to call it a career now too. So we'll see what happens. Z's MMA bet online lock. Yes, absolutely. I have something to say about Z, but I'll say that closer to the end of the stream. We're almost winding down here. Nick Sisson, McGregor won't be fighting the same fighter he fought for years ago. Yep, Poirier is a much more improved fighter than we did last time. See him last time around when he fought McGregor. Figgy Friggy Parlay is plus on Bodog. I took a 3-unit shot. Not a bad spot. I like it. AA Poker has it. Okay, thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the suggestion there, Chris. Z's MMA Lock, thank you for inspiring the use of Patreon to fund the Z's MMA scholarship. My man's already breaking the news before I could get around to it, but yeah, I'll quickly tell you guys about Z's MMA scholarship, which is a great initiative that my guy Rockstar is setting up there. So shout out to anybody that checks it out. Tajik Bey already knows about it. The bearded snifters, Souza is lock of the night. I wouldn't say lock of the night, but I do like him. I think he wins. Souza, Souza, Souza. That's what I'll be saying when that fight starts as well. Jazz, how upset are you gonna be? I love how he takes digs at Z all the fucking time. I'll leave that between you guys, dude. Jordan C, do you think it's odd that after tonight there are no title fights booked? No, they only have one fight left. You mean for next year? Uh, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're trying to work something out. I'm sure the champions all have something on their plate, but I'm sure they'll get it going. This is the last one is against Weidman, who is whooping him. Yeah, I said what I need to. Souza's a lock. I don't agree that he's a lock, but I do like him. LOL, nice. Till he got flatlined, of course, but that's classic Weidman. Yep. God damn, I can't even catch up to the chat here, and we're already coming up on that hour mark. I see Dustin giving Connor problems. He fights way more composed. He let Connor get onto his side the first time. Yeah, I think there's a big mental game there in that first fight for sure. Z is replying to Jazz here. I think he's more likely to finish Fig than win down the stretch. Going 10 minutes with Fig is damaging to your health. Wise Neil, what's going on, dude? I love that you're hopping on right at the end here. Hi, LOT, and I just came here, but I am here as usual. Yes, you are. Have you seen new tournament came to Poland? It's called Gromda. Polish Power. Hope you'll check it. Is that an MMA tournament? I haven't heard of that yet. I'll definitely Google that afterwards. Starter Bloke, next British UFC fighter to get a belt. You have to pick one. Ooh, British fighter to get a belt. See, if Tom Breeze is able to get his shit together mentally, that guy is a championship caliber fighter, in my opinion. Arnold Allen has some solid potential as well too, but those are really the only two that come to mind. If I'm still doing this this stream by the time I get to the bottom of the comments, throw out some other names that you're thinking. I can't really think of any other British fighters that are super high level in the UFC at this point in time. John Ratchmell is saying, "What's up, Alfred?" Alfred is not in the room with me today. He's out with the wife right now, so I'll be sure to pass along the message, John. As a fairness, it's Greek. You got it. What do you think of Ponzinibbio's comeback against Muslim Salikov? That's a tough test to come back to, but also a good way for him to kind of reestablish himself within the division. It's a good name opponent, solid test to see if Ponzinibbio is truly back after all the injuries that he had to endure. But yeah, I think he wins that fight, but you got to be concerned in terms of the layoff coming into it. Nick Sisson, biggest upset of the year. Conor is not the same fighter. He's a $100 million man. Let me know, living the good life, no longer hungry young savage. That could be a way as well. Dustin, on the other hand, has turned into a beast. Yeah, he's been grinding for sure. Scott Vetter, I think Connor started taking things seriously again, starting with Cowboy. Yeah, it's tough to say that with Cowboy. Cowboy breaks so easily, right? Jazz, I'm gonna hit you up later, man. Cheers, brother. Enjoy the stream, guys, and make sure you leave a like. Yes, absolutely. Listen to Jazz. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Shout out. I'll hit you up later as well, brother. It's a co-main in Max versus Cater card on January 16th. What's co-main again? Sorry, a little bit off here. Edward Hunt, Oliveira maybe win by submission. Figueiredo, KO, Ghana, Pinedo, TKO. I think Oliveira loses. Figueiredo, maybe by KO, yes. I think decision for Ghana and TKO for Pineda, yes. Or even sub, actually. Inside the distance would be better there. Dean C, what's up, buddy? What's going on, dude? Just hopping on at the last portion of the chat. I'm about to hop off, but shout out to everybody that's come in. Does Dana pass the USADA test? Absolutely not. He breaks the USADA test. If not, Chris Lure, Cowboy was no test. I absolutely agree there. Scott Vetter, Dustin gets hit by Connor. He goes down. He'll get hit. Good luck beating Connor in a kickboxing match. We'll see. Jazz, a beast against who? I'm not getting into this Connor talk. Goddamn, guys. Imagine thinking Oliveira was sub Tony. Yeah, a lot of people think that's going to happen. Great show, man. You'll hit 400 on the Patreon soon enough. Keep grinding. Shout out, Jordan. He's saying 400 in particular because that's where I've set my goal at on Patreon. Because at that point, I'm saying sayonara to the 9 to 5. I think at that point I can truly leave and be comfortable doing this thing full time. John Ratchmouth, does Dana piss clean in a USADA test? No, he breaks the test. George Medixopoulos, what's going on, dude? Can Darren reverse the position of Janela but tries to wrestle? I think she could. I think she absolutely has the ability to. But personally, I think the safest play in that fight is over 2.5. I don't think either woman gets a finish here. Zafarias, Ponzinibbio versus Salikov will be Coleman. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, no, that's a solid spot for him to stake his claim back in that division. After such a lengthy layoff, like it feels like forever ago since he fought Neil Magny, and that was a very dominant performance, especially against a Neil Magny who's doing very well as of late. So that's a good win for him on his record. But yeah, this would be a good way for to get his feet wet and get back into the game. Money Suit, I'm in the house. Shout out, brother. I think you just signed up to the Patreon as well too, if I'm not mistaken. Appreciate the support there, brother. Good luck tonight. Adrian Sheed, Pineda KO. Yeah, don't be surprised if he pulled off a sub either, though. He has good jiu-jitsu. Tyler Judkins, thanks for the picks, man. You got me juice for these fights tonight. Dude, I'm fucking juiced for the fights. You guys go back and watch the beginning of the stream and see how tired I was because I had woken up 20 minutes before the stream. And now since I've been talking about these fights, it's better than coffee. Like I'm so fucking stoked now for tonight. I'm so excited. Shout out to everybody that made this stream so enjoyable and just fly by like that. I want to get to the bottom of the comments before I hop off here, but you guys are just absolutely killing it and keeping the fucking stream going. So I'll do what I can. Doesn't January hold wins over Amanda Nunes on his regional scene in jiu-jitsu, not in MMA, in jiu-jitsu. And again, pure jiu-jitsu, January is better than Nunes. JB Gambling, what do you think of Gavin Tucker KO round 1? I like it. I took the KO prop straight up at plus 900. I think that's a solid spot. Money Suit, shout out. Brian Rose, killer as always. Luck when I go crank that MO with the Man on the Moon 3. Good luck tonight, brother. Much love. Yes, shout out. Boxing without gloves, but the 5th last round is without clock. They fight till someone's done. Wow, interesting. I'm not much of a bare knuckles type of guy. I think it's weird to say that. I feel like it's a little bit too brutal, but yeah, I haven't really been much of a fan of this bare knuckle thing. Artist 80, if Laura Sanko started fighting in the UFC, would she be the hottest female fighter? She fought Invicta. She has a good stake to that claim. I think so. Yeah, she was an MMA fighter and a kickboxer before. I'm not 100% sure if she did fight in Invicta, actually. You're right. But yeah, you might have a solid point there. Stoked, Blades and Shades, baby. Yes, sir. T. Ferg. Oh my God. Ferguson. Fiziev Morono. Shoo. Good luck. All right. I'm going to wrap this bitch up. Shout out to everybody that hopped in on the chat. Scott Vetter, yes, I do believe Tucker can win a decision. I don't think he's, a lot of people are saying that he can't. I truly believe he still can. I think he can pull off at least 2 rounds here. All right. Again, shout out to everybody that hopped in the chat. You guys are the absolute best. Yeah, this is going on a week-to-week basis. It's a fun fight day ritual to just really talk the fights out with you guys just on my own stream. All week I'm doing streams with the guys at Odds, the guys that, me and Cody, and then obviously my own podcast where I'm just talking to the camera by myself and dropping the podcast for you guys on Mondays. But this fight day stream is so much fun. So much fun. Perfectly timed as well, I think. 1 p.m. Eastern, I think that's a solid time. A couple hours before the fights. Now I can go, do some more tape for next week or even just go chill out, have some breakfast, have some lunch, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, I'm so excited for tonight. I can't wait. I can't wait for tonight. I can't wait. All right. Shout out to everybody that hopped in. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit up the Patreon as well if you want to support your boy. $5 a month. Ton of value for everything that I do over there. And shout out to 221 patrons that I got over there right now. Usually when I do this stream, I get at least another bump, 1 or 2 guys that hop on and see if anybody hops on. All right, still at 221. I expected that number to go up before the fight started, but it's all good. Shout out to everybody. My free picks for tonight can all be found on my Instagram account at MMALOTN. So go check that out. It's my last post. All my bets are there. And yeah, good luck to everybody tonight. Let's make some money. Let's have some fun. And hopefully you guys check out the podcast that I do on Monday for the December 19th card. All right. Good luck tonight. Be safe. Be responsible. Have fun. And get shit